Threshold Tactics gives a special thanks to our sponsors.
Hey guys, welcome back to Threshold Tactics, the channel where we film competitive battle reports. My name's Nick, and I'm here with Lex.
Nice to see you again.
Yeah, welcome back. And today we're playing the better part of Valor. The twist for this battle plan is that each time an enemy unit contesting an objective is destroyed by a fight ability used by a friendly non-hero unit contesting that same objective, that friendly unit gains the dominant keyword. If that friendly unit stops contesting that objective, it is no longer dominant. While dominant, you can add 10 to the control score of that unit. Additionally, add 1 to hit rolls made by units in the underdog's army for combat attacks that target a dominant unit. Scoring for this battle plan is 2 victory points if you control 1 objective, 2 victory points if you control 2 or more objectives, 2 points if you control more than your opponent, and 4 for the battle tactic you chose to attempt. So Lex, now that we know what we're playing, why don't you tell me about your list?
Okay, so I brought Lumineth with me today, and I'll be playing the LRL Temple, which reduces the rend by 1 on the Stone Guard units. Leading my general's regiment is LRL List, mostly there to enable list building. He allows me to bring Vanari units and Stone Guard units in the same regiment. So with him, I brought 2 units of 10 Stone Guard and 2 units of 20 Sentinels. Then we have a second regiment led by the Hurricane Wind Mage, who brought 2 units of Wind Chargers and a unit of Wardens to round the list out. The Wind Mage is running the Silver Wand for an extra cast, an extra power level, and he's also running Perfect Strike to once per game forgo his attacks and deal D3 plus 3 mortal wounds instead. As for manifestations, I'm running the Forbidden Power, the Bridge lore. So what are you bringing, Nick?
Today I'm playing Sons of Behemat in the Taker tribe, which allows me to bring an additional artifact for one of my units. In my general's regiment, I have King Broad, and I have a Gatebreaker Mega Garden, who is monstrously tough and has extra calloused feet. In my second regiment, I have a War Stomper. He also is going to get extra calloused feet from the ability from the Taker tribe. Lastly, I brought a regiment of renown, Braggott's Bottle Snatches, which has got the Gobblepalooza, a Rabble Rouser, Squig Herd, and Squig Hoppers. And the main thing here is really giving me run and charge for a Guardian when I need it. So Lex, I won the roll-off and made you the attacker, so tell me about your Honor Guard.
LRL is my general, and he's going to appoint 1 unit of Stone Guard as his bodyguard.
Perfect. And then I am actually going to make my Gatebreaker a prized beast, trying out one of the new honor guards here, so giving him plus to hit. So then you get to decide who goes first.
I'm going to make you go first.
All right. Well, good luck.
At the start of the battle round, I pick a second battle formation, which is going to be the Power of Hish this time on the unit of Sentinels.
For my battle tactic, I'm going to do take the flanks. I am going to try and chant for extra movement with my King Broad. It's a 3, so I'm going to just bank the points. Gobblepalooza is going to try and cast their Sneaky Distraction. That does not go off. That is the end of my hero phase. Anything for you to do?
I will not be spending a CP to do anything, no.
Okay, then we're going to move it. So that's going to be the end of my movement phase, Lex. Anything for you to do?
I'm going to spend a CP and redeploy the Stone Guard in the forest.
Okay.
4 inches.
Then we're going to shooting. I don't have any shooting to do. Do you want to do any shooting?
I'm going to spend a CP to shoot with the Wind Chargers on the side into the hoppers.
Okay.
The Wind Chargers deal 6 damage to the hoppers.
Thanks for that, Lex. Appreciate it. Then we're into the charge phase. I am not going to issue any charges. Anything for you?
No. Nothing.
Okay, then that's going to be the end of the turn. I will score 1, 2, not more, and my battle tactic for 8 points. Yeah, this turn I'm playing Gargants the way, just the way you kind of should. Hang back for a little bit, getting my free points, and then yeah, we'll see what you do with your turn. So we're going to Lumineth turn 1.
So for this turn, I will be picking Take the Flanks as well.
Sure.
At the start of the turn, I would like to use the Place of Power for my Wind Mage. On a 2-up, I get it. So he's +1 to cast.
I'm also going to activate the Place of Power for the Gobblepalooza.
Nice. In the hero phase, I'm gonna have the Wind Mage enter the shrine.
Okay.
This gives Wizards Holy Wind 12 a reroll to cast once per hero phase. LRL, he's going to be casting Speed of Hish on the Stone Guard over here on a 7.
Now I'll let you have it.
Second spell will be the 5-up Ward Bubble. Cast on an 8. I'm going to reroll that with the Shrine.
Okay.
That's still not enough. for my final spell, the Horror Ghast.
Might as well try.
11.
Yeah, that's all yours.
That's my hero phase done. Over to you.
Okay. I'm going to spend a CP to Magical Intervention and try and cast Sneaky Distraction. 8.
That's a 9.
All right. Nice.
I'll take it.
Yeah, then into your movement phase.
I will use a CP to run Warden. So this is my movement. Over to your movement phase.
Yes, okay. I am going to spend a command point to redeploy my War Stomper.
Yes.
That is why we do it.
Radical.
Yep.
Over to shooting.
Yeah.
The wind charges deal 6 damage to the Squiggard. The Horror Gas deals 1 damage to the Gollapalooza. I'm going to use all-out attack on the Sentinels.
I will spend my last CP for all defense.
The Sentinels deal 8 damage to the War Stomper Mega Gargant. The other unit of Sentinels deal 5 damage to the War Stomper. The wind charges deal 2 damage to the Mega Gargant. So Lyrior deals 3 damage to the War Stomper.
Alrighty.
That's all my shots.
I have no CP, so I can't shoot back.
Into charging. This unit of wind chargers. 4. The other unit of wind chargers? Come on, boys.
Nice.
And my final charge will be the Stone Guard. They got it.
Nice.
That's the end of my charge phase. Would you like to do any charging?
No CP, so then
yeah, sorry.
into combat. So I got some rampages I need to do, some stuff.
Yes, I have no start of combat abilities.
So first up, let's see if I can chuck one of your guys' body away.
Yep.
Yes.
You do?
Okay. I'm going to pick the body up and throw it right back in there.
So you killed 2.
Yes. And then I'm going to use his roar ability on a 3-up. Yes.
Do it raw.
Yeah, exactly.
The Stone Guard deals 6 damage to the War Stomper. The wind charges deal 4 damage to the Hoppers.
The Squigs do 4 damage to the wind chargers.
The wind charges deal 3 damage to the Squiggard.
Squig Run Wild does 1 mortal wound back to the wind chargers. The War Stomper finishes off the Stone Guard. The Hoppers do 2 damage to the wind chargers.
So the end of the turn, I hold 1, I hold 2, I don't hold more. I do get a tactic, so I score 8 points.
Yeah.
So my intent was to remove the War Stomper. I mean, I almost succeeded, but there was a chance that it wasn't going to happen, and it didn't happen. I did not count on the Stone Guard then dying, but he did exactly enough damage to kill the Stone Guard, and that's life. So
Yeah.
I'll take it.
Yeah, and then we have a roll off.
Yes.
There,
6.
take my 6 back.
Yep.
Yeah, I think with that I am going to take the turn.
Makes sense.
So then we'll go into Gargant's turn 2. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and do take their land, and I'm gonna pick the terrain piece in the corner.
At the start of the battle round, I'm going to give this unit of Sentinels the Power Fish.
Then I'm going to chant with my Chanter Boy, and I'm going to try and go for the heal. I get 5, which makes it an 8. So I'm going to spend the points and then heal everything in my army D3, well, the Gargant. So him is the only one that's wounded for 1. Okay. Then I'm also going to spend a CP to rally him.
Yep.
So that's 3 more. And then the Gobblepalooza is going to try and do Sneaky Distraction.
You'll get it.
They are very distracting.
Yeah.
That's the end of my hero phase. Anything for you to do?
I will be spending his CP to cast.
Okay.
I'm going to try and cast the bridge.
Sure.
I'm going to reroll from the shrine.
Okay.
That's a 10.
I'll try to mine it.
9.
It's a 6.
Oh, I get it.
Yeah.
That's the end of my hero phase.
All right. Then we'll go into movement phase.
Yes.
The Hoppers take 2 mortal wounds from the retreat. The Hoppers do 2 mortal wounds to the Wind Chargers. I'm going to spend a CP to auto run broad. So that's my movement phase. Anything you want to do, Lex?
I will spend the CP to redeploy the Liberior.
Then we'll go into shooting.
Yes.
4 damage.
4 damage.
Any shooting for you?
We'll try covering fire.
Sure.
We're gonna shoot in the War Stomper.
Sure.
The Sentinels with their covering fire deal 5 damage to the War Stomper.
So then we're into charging.
Yes.
Let's do it. Broad first. That's 7. Broad does 1 mortal wound to the Horrorghast on the charge. Gatebreaker. 5. Gatebreaker does 1 mortal wound to the Wardens on the charge. And the moment we've all been waiting for.
Oh.
That's an 8. War Stomper does 3 mortal wounds to the Wind Chargers on charge. That's it. Any charges for you?
I only have 1 CP. So
Okay.
no.
Then we'll go into Rampages. So he's going to try and do his throw and need a 6. Close. Gatebreaker is going to do his Smash Down. Yeah, so I'm going to pick this.
Yeah, makes sense.
Smash Down does 2 mortal wounds to the Gobblepaloozas and 2 mortal wounds to the Wardens. The Gatebreaker is going to jump up and down. It does. Jump up and down does 4 mortal wounds to the Wardens. This guy is going to try and roar. Yes.
On a 4-up, I strike first with my 3
Sure.
Wardens. They do.
Excellent.
Let's go.
We'll go into combat.
The Wardens deal 1 mortal wound to the Gatebreaker.
The War Stomper does 2 damage to the Wind Chargers.
The Wind Chargers deal 1 damage to the War Stomper. The Wind Chargers deal 3 damage to the Squig Herd.
Squigs do 2 mortal wounds in return. Gatebreaker
Oh, sorry.
kills the Wardens.
The Horrorghast does nothing.
Squigs do 1 damage to the Wind Charger. King Broad kills the Horrorghast. That's the end of the turn. Now I have a choice to make. I'm going to spend my last CP to power through with this. Okay, and he'll do D3 mortal wounds to you for 1. Alright, then that is my turn. I didn't do as much damage as I was hoping for. Your one cheeky little 1-inch redeploy ruined our whole plan. I did roll the charge that I originally needed, so that kind of fluffed the whole thing up. I would have gotten into the Sentinels and it would have been a totally different story right now. But didn't get there. Couldn't even lift the Wind Chargers, which is also equally annoying. But I was able actually to grab your objective over here. So I am doing hold 1, 2, and more, and I do get my battle tactic for controlling that objective. So I will score 10 points, and then we'll go into Lumineth turn 2.
For a battle tactic, I'm picking take their land on the small terrain piece in your territory. I'm going to spend the CP to rally the Sentinels over here.
Okay.
I get 3 back. I would like to cast half move spell on him. On a 7, goes off.
Okay, you leave it at 7?
Yep.
You have it.
Your save is a 4-up, so
Yeah.
on a 4-up you take D3 mortal wounds. You don't. Liberior will try Speed of Fish on these Sentinels. 5 goes off.
You can have it.
Final cast will be my 5-up Ward Bubble. On a 7, does not go off. I reroll with Shrine. Need an 8. That's a 10.
Okay.
That's my last spell.
Yep. That doesn't stop it.
So, movement phase. End of my movement phase.
Yes.
So now we shoot.
Yes.
The Wind Chargers deal 5 damage to the Squig Hoppers. The Wind Chargers deal 5 damage to the Squig Herd. Sentinels of Power Fish deal 14 damage to the Gatebreaker. I'm going to spend no CP from Lyrior to give all-out attack to the other Sentinels. Other unit Sentinels also deal 14 damage to the Gatebreaker. Lyrior deals no damage into the Gatebreaker. The Wind Mage deals 3 damage to the Gatebreaker. That's about it for shooting.
Ouch.
Charges.
Yeah.
These guys. Wind Mage, 9. Lyrior, 4. I mean, he's turn as well, so that's probably not going to be enough, right? Stone Guard, 6. So that's all my charges.
Okay, great. Rampages?
There's no abilities for me.
Gatebreaker is going to roar the Stone Guard?
Mhm.
Yes.
You are.
Yeah, that's all of my rampages, so then
Okay.
it's into combat.
Wind Mage deals 6 mortal wounds instead of fighting. The Stone Guard kill the Gatebreaker. The Gatebreaker falls over and deals no damage to the Palooza.
The Squig Hoppers do 2 damage to the Wind Chargers.
The single Wind Charger deals 2 damage to the Hoppers. So it's the end of the turn. There was a lot of thinking involved, some difficult decisions because all of the Gargants were at my doorstep except for the one I wanted to kill. So in the end I decided to leave the War Stomper be and try to take down the Gatebreaker instead, in which I succeeded this time. I tried to put the shrine in the way of Broad, and War Stomper will probably have to eat a Covering Fire on the way in if he would go in. I'm not scoring a whole lot this turn. I'm scoring hold 1, hold 2 and a tactic. Happy with this turn, yeah.
Then we'll have a roll-off. A 1.
A 2.
Ooh, your choice.
After thinking about it, I will be taking the double turn and see if
Alright.
it's possible to close the game.
Sure.
We'll see.
The Lumineth turn 3.
Start of the battle round, I will be using Power Fish on this unit of Sentinels. The Wind Mage is going to try and banish the bridge.
Yep.
He does. Then the Wind Mage is going to cast Spear of Fish on the back unit of Sentinels. On 8, goes off.
I'll try to unbind this one. It's all yours.
Lyrior will try to put half move on Broad. So Lyrior casts Overwhelming Heat on Broad, dealing 3 mortal wounds and halving his move. That's the end of my hero phase.
Okay. I am going to spend a CP to rally my War Stomper for 2. And I will also spend 1 more to chant with my Rod.
Rough.
Yes!
Okay.
It's looking grim.
Looking grim. So movement. That's all of my movement done. Over to you.
I am going to redeploy Broad. You move him in 3, please.
So shooting?
Yeah.
The single Wind Charger kills the single Squig Hopper. Wind Chargers in the back deal 3 damage to the Palooza. The Wind Mage deals no damage to the Palooza.
I'm going to spend a CP for all defense.
Power Fish unit of Sentinels deals 6 damage to the War Stomper. The second unit of Sentinels is going to shoot and they're going to take the free all-out attack from Lyrior. The Sentinels finish off the War Stomper.
Timber does 1 mortal wound to Lyrio. Right.
Charges. Stone Guard. 11. That's my charges done. Anything else?
No, not from my side. We can go into combat.
I will take an all-out attack here. The Stone Guard killed the unit of Gobblepalooza.
King Broad destroys the terrain bees.
That's the end of the turn. I had the choice between trying to go for a repeat on King Broad or finish off the wounded War Stomper. This turn Nick did have CP, so I thought it was likely that if I went for Broad that he would live on like 5 wounds. So instead of doing that, I just moved everything away, took out the War Stomper and plan on dancing around the table for the rest of the game. Looks like a fine board position
Yes, exactly.
to be in.
You'll
Score
love-
only 6.
Yeah.
And then it's over to you.
Yes, Suns, turn 3. My battle tactic is going to be slightly entourage, and I am actually going to try and go for the Sentinels. Then King Broad is going to pray. It's a 4, so he doesn't have any prayer points, so it'll just be at 4. That is my hero phase. Anything for you to do?
I'll spend a CP to countercast with Lyrior. See if we can get a bridge. 5. I do not.
Okay.
And there's no reroll.
All right, then we're going to move it. Sorry, that's my movement phase, Lex. Sorry it took so long. Anything you want to do?
I'll redeploy my Sentinels.
Oh, shocking.
Still a battle tactic.
Yeah.
1.
Hey!
You're still on an 11-inch yard.
I can do it, I believe. All right, then there's no shooting for me. Any shooting you'd like to do?
No, I'm not shooting.
All right, then we'll go into charges.
Show me the 11.
That's not it, so I will spend my last CP to re-roll.
Okay, let's go.
That's not it
not
either.
it.
So nothing there, and that's going to be the end of my turn, and I will hold 1, 2, not more, so I'll get 4 points. For this turn, I didn't really have any battle tactics that I could reliably choose. That's the only one that I could maybe do, you know, with some luck. That didn't work, and so now, yeah, I'm just going to be trying to hang on for points as much as possible, but it's not looking great. So we've got a roll-off now. It's another 1 and 2. All right, Lex.
I'll take it.
Yes.
Yeah.
And we'll go into Lumineth, turn 4.
Yeah. Start of the battle round, I'll give my full unit of Sentinels the power fish. My tactic for this turn will be slay the entourage on King Broad. The Wind Mage is going to try and cast the Horror Ghast on a 7. We're going to go for Speed of Fish on himself. On a 5 it goes off. 5 of Ward Bubble on the Wind Mage does not go off. I will spend his speed to rally the wind charges in the back. I get 1 back and I heal the wound. That's my hero phase done.
Okay. I'm going to spend a CP to rally Broad. So he's back to pool. Thank you.
So movement phase. That's the end of my movement.
I will spend 1 CP to reapply Broad. Hey!
It's a big one. Shooting.
Yes.
I'm going to spend no CP from Lyrior to give all out attack to the Sentinels in the back.
I will spend 1 CP for all defense.
The Sentinels in the back deal 13 damage to the King Broad. Lyrior deals 3 damage to King Broad. The front unit of Sentinels deal 12 damage to Broad. Charges!
Yeah.
Stone Guard. 10. And then we'll see if we can roll the 11 for Lyrior. 9. I'm gonna reroll for Lyrior.
Okay.
We're gonna hit the 11. Nope.
Alright.
The wind charge in the back.
Mhm.
5. That's enough. It's the end of my charge phase.
Alright.
Do you have any-
I'm not going to charge, but I have some rampages for you.
Yep.
So I'm going to try and roar your Stone Guard.
Yep.
I do. I'm going to spend a CP for all defense.
The wind charges deal 1 damage to Broad. The Stone Guard deal 10 damage to Broad, leaving him on 1.
Broad does 3 damage to the Stone Guard.
End of my turn. I fail my tactic because Broad lives on 1.
Yeah.
Well done. But I take the rest of the board and I excluded these 2 objectives so I can take them later.
Yeah.
So
You'll get 6 points.
I'll get 6 points.
Yep.
And over to you.
So Lex, coming into my turn, we had a little discussion that I think we're pretty much there. In my turn, I don't have a battle tactic I can score because with 1 wound, do not waver, that ain't gonna happen. Literally nothing I can do on the board with just a rabble rouser. And in your turn, like we discussed, you're gonna redeploy here, and then you'll also pile in here to take this away from me. So I won't actually score any points for my last turn, so that'll be 0, and I will be tabled. And effectively for your turn, you can easily do seize the center and have all the points, so you'll score 10 in yours. So that's going to bring us to a final score of 38 to my 22 for a 16-point difference for you. So congratulations.
Good game. Thank you.
So Lex, what did you think of the game?
Coming into this game, I had not played against the new Gargants yet, so I wasn't really sure what to think of it. But I think the Stone Guard and the Wardens made sure you were not able to get into the Sentinels, and if the game drags on 6 objective battle plan, you cannot have the game drag on.
No.
Not if I have high movement units that can still dance around and grab objectives back. You cannot leave objectives, you cannot really take objectives then. So I would say in hindsight this is unfavorable for the Gargants.
Yes, for sure.
I still think, you put me in difficult positions. So I think it was well played. I'm not sure if I would have done anything different. If I should have done anything different, I'll ask you that question. Should I have done anything differently?
I think, like you said, the screening out the Sentinels for as long as possible, and then you nailed it exactly. Like, this is definitely a ticking clock for Gargants with this many objectives and the pressure from the volleys of the shots that you're going to put out. We showed you were going to drop 1 a turn. So if I try to hang out for 5 rounds, it ends like this, where I run out of everything, and then you're very highly mobile. I do like this Gargant list. I think pairing this into different armies could be very effective. This came as a recommendation that someone wanted to see on the channel, so we decided to give it a go. But it's a great list. Had a lot of fun with it.
I think new Gargants are much better, and had we played shifting objectives, that would be a much tighter game. So I do think your list has a place in the current game. Yeah.
Thanks again for checking out this battle report. If you're enjoying our content, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. It helps us with the algorithm. And don't forget to check out our website, thresholdtactics.com, for all upcoming events and merch. We'll see you in the next one.